I'd like to think we've all experienced that feeling at least once. You know, the one where you feel the air change in a way that makes your body know something's wrong before your mind catches up. That's what it felt like down there. The moment I stepped into the Shanghai tunnels, I swear the air remembered things I shouldn't have been breathing. Back in 2008, I used to run a small YouTube channel about urban exploration, broken down factories, forgotten hospitals, storm drains, you name it. My audience wasn't big, but they loved authenticity. No clickbait, no fake ghosts, just me, a camcorder and a flashlight. That's how I ended up in the tunnels. If you're not from Portland, the Shanghai tunnels are this network of underground passages built back in the 1800s. They connected bars and hotels to the docks on the Willamette River. People say they were used to Shanghai drunk men, basically kidnap them through trapdoors and sell them to ships. Creepy, right? Most of it's sealed off now, but in 2008, parts of it were still accessible if you knew where to look, and I did. I'd gotten a tip from another explorer that one of the old entrances behind a boarded-up bar on 2nd Avenue still led to a dry section of tunnel. It was early November. The city was cold, gray, and quiet. I remember standing there with my camera rolling, saying something like, "All right, guys, today we're going under the city." I didn't know that would be the last full video I ever recorded for that channel. The air was damp and thick the second I got inside. Dust hung in my flashlight beam like floating ash. The ground was uneven, patches of old brick, dirt, and what looked like collapsed beams. I started narrating, walking slowly, describing everything like I always did. These tunnels were supposedly used to transport goods and people underneath the city. My voice echoed back at me, slightly delayed. I remember that echo because after about 10 minutes, it started changing. At first, I thought it was just the acoustics, but my echo stopped matching my words. I'd say, "This is insane," and I'd hear insane. But the timing was off. It was like something whispered it back instead of reflecting it. I paused, shined my light down the passage. The beam caught a set of footprints in the dust ahead of me. They were fresh, like minutes old. At first I smiled. Another explorer, probably. Maybe a homeless guy. I even called out, "Hey, anyone down here?" No answer. Just that same air. That heavy, silent air that presses on your chest. I told myself to relax, keep recording. It was fine. But deep down, something in me had already decided it wanted to leave. As I went deeper, the layout started to change. The brick walls turned into rough, concrete-like stone. The ceiling got lower, forcing me to crouch. My flashlight flickered once, just once, and I cursed under my breath. I stopped to swap batteries, and while I was doing that, I caught it. A faint sound, footsteps, slow, careful, like bare feet on dirt. I froze, holding my breath, trying not to make a sound. The footsteps stopped too. Then, somewhere behind me, I heard a drip, then another. But there was no moisture where I stood. I turned around slowly. That's when my camera caught it. A figure, about 30 feet away. Pale, barely visible through the dust. It wasn't moving. My first thought was that it was a person, a real one, maybe another explorer, or someone squatting down there. But when I called out again, the figure tilted its head, way too far, like a slow, creaking hinge. Then it blinked out, not moved, gone. I don't know how long I stood there staring at that empty space. Maybe 10 seconds, maybe a full minute. Then I forced myself to laugh it off for the camera, saying something like, "Guess I'm seeing things." Low light does that to you. but I stopped recording soon after. I told myself I'd cut the footage later. I just wanted to find a way out. The problem was, I couldn't. Every passage I took led me deeper. I even backtracked at one point, only to end up in a section I didn't remember passing before. The walls looked older, covered in black soot. There were no pipes, no wires, no signs of human restoration. And the air, it smelled wrong, like iron and something rotten buried deep. Then came the whispers. Not echoes this time. Real, human whispers. Dozens of them all around me, blending into the low hum of the tunnels. It was like being underwater with voices rippling through the air. Somewhere in that mess of sound, I swear I heard my name. I ran. I didn't even try to act brave anymore. I just started moving fast, my light jerking around, illuminating flashes of old crates, rusted bars, and holes in the ground that looked like pits. At some point, I stumbled into a wide chamber, round with stone arches and a half-collapsed ceiling. There were markings all over the walls, handprints, hundreds of them. Small ones and larger ones. Smeared in black or dried brown. I didn't look too close. That's when the whispering stopped. Completely. I turned, scanning with my flashlight. The beam landed on the far side of the chamber. And there they were. Not one figure. Dozens. They stood in a cluster, half in the dark, half lit by my shaking light. Pale, discolored skin, faces stretched wrong, like their features had melted downward. Their eyes were just holes. Empty, but still somehow looking. One of them opened its mouth. No sound came out. The jaw just kept widening until the neck split down the middle. I dropped my camera. I didn't even hear it hit the floor. They started moving, slowly in this unsteady, broken motion like marionettes trying to walk. I backed up, tripping on debris, scraping my hands raw. Something cold brushed my arm, and every nerve in my body screamed. The temperature dropped so fast my breath came out white. I couldn't think, couldn't breathe. I just ran. I don't remember how I found the ladder. I just remember climbing until my hands felt numb and my vision started to go black around the edges. There was a grate at the top, and when I pushed it open, I was back in the alley behind the old bar, gasping, shaking, covered in dirt. When I looked back down, I swear I saw a hand, pale, bony, reaching up from the dark before the grate slammed shut on its own. I never went back for my camera. A week later, the building that led to that tunnel entrance was torn down. City development, I guess. Or maybe something else. I told myself I'd upload what I had left, the footage before things got weird. But when I checked the SD card, it was corrupted. Every file was just static, and this faint, distorted whispering that made me sick to my stomach. I quit the channel after that, and deleted everything. Sometimes, at night, when I close my eyes, I still see that creepy chamber, those grotesque handprints, that cluster of faces watching from the dark. And I swear, if I'm awake long enough, I can hear them whispering again. They don't say words anymore, just breathing. Made a stern promise to myself. I'll never go back down there. I'll never let curiosity get the better of me again. Ever.
If you enjoyed today's story, don't forget to drop a like, share your thoughts in the comments, and hit subscribe for more creepy tales like this. Your support keeps the stories coming and the nightmares alive.